Hello, everyone. It's your boy Shane Kipper, and sorry for my freaking nose. I have allergies today. The first thing I wanted to do with you guys is make sure that if you're not part of the sales funnel discussion group, I go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to talk about ads, funnels, webinars, follow-up. And this is for coaches, consultants, and course creators. What we're here today for is how to create great content. Okay. One of the biggest struggles that I see people face, especially the people that I help and serve, is going to be creating content, creating videos for people. And so what I've done is I've created basically a map for you guys that you can use. Number one is there's a 3-part system that you can use. It's an equation. Number two, we're going to go over the different elements of how to create engaging content. Okay. The reason we want to create engaging content is because one of the number one ways people consume content is through video. People want to see your face. They want to see your eyes. They want to see your expressions. They want to see who you really are. And you can really develop a profound connection with your followers when you create video, as opposed to maybe writing a long form email or sales copy or blog posts or even just image ads or whatever the case may be. The video has a lot better conversion rate because the people can actually see your face. So what I've created here for you is just a simple equation that you can use when developing your processes. Okay, so number one, when it comes to your content, you want to develop a level of positioning. As we see in this diagram here, there's different levels of positioning. So you really want to start to identify what positioning do you want? And this kind of goes into what are your values? What are your core values? How do you want people to see you? Do you want them to see you as an expert in your field? Do you want them to see you as a force to be reckoned with? What is that term or basically energy that you want people to feel when you get on camera or whenever you're creating any sort of value for your customers? Okay. And at the top, we've got the place where we want to be. And typically this is going to be a position of influence, a position of power, somebody that has a true value to give. Okay, so understand what positioning you want to convey in your video, somebody that's useful, somebody that can actually help. Something that I actually wrote down was, and for mine, is Shane Kipper is a good, trustworthy person that knows what he's talking about and genuinely wants to help and can help my customers. Okay, so what is that for you? And you can even use a framework of you are blank, a trustworthy person, knows what he's talking about, genuinely wants to help and can help. Okay. So then number two, you're going to take positioning plus promotion. Your promotion is your advertising. This is even your organic. This is your emails. This is the content that you post on blogs and forums. This is even your referral base. This is your affiliates. Your level of positioning plus the way you're promoting that positioning plus your sales process. So what does your sales process look like? That's going to be your opt-in. You're going to have something to collect their information, some sort of value in exchange for that information. Plus on the back end of that, you're going to have maybe an upsell to whatever your core offer is. Now, it doesn't have to be direct to sale. You could create an opt-in just to provide some value, and then you can use tracking to retarget with your advertising so that you can bring them back to an actual offer, or through your emails, you can send them broadcast that brings them back to the actual offer. Obviously adding value along the way. That's the premise of everything that we teach in this channel is building value. You need to demonstrate that you can actually help people. You need to show people that you know what you're talking about, especially in today's day and age. If you're selling t-shirts, you don't really have to prove anything. But if you're selling information, especially something along the lines of business or really even anything, weight loss or relationship guidance, people want to know that you've done it, that you've helped other people do it, and that you can help them do it. So the best way to do that is through video, and that's why every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I go live in the Sales Funnel discussion group. So make sure you're a part of that. Okay, so this whole equation equals cash. That's how we get money. That's how we get profits. Position. How are you positioning yourself? What are you doing to promote that positioning? And then when people see that positioning through your promotions, what is the sales process they go into to result in profits? Okay, so now let's move over to how to create great content. So now that we have an equation, a process of what that looks like as from a 30,000 foot view, now we can look at how to actually create great content. So I didn't necessarily put this in order. Number one, you can't create great content if you don't know who it's for. So that way, when you're creating that content, you can look directly in the camera as if they're that person on the other end and talk to them like they're your best friend. You know everything about them. Number two, we need to have a framework. So how can we develop a framework? Number one is we need to have an intro. Some of these things and these other points I want to cover are within the framework, but I'm going to give you the framework as a whole. So we're going to have an intro, right? Then we're going to have a call to action. Okay. So in our intro, it's our 30,000 foot view. This is what you're going to learn in this video. Number one, in your intro, you need to be dog whistling. Okay. So this means you're saying, hey, business owners, if you want to grow and scale your influence, this video is going to teach you how to create content that is engaging in that sells. So you're not only telling people who it's for, but you're telling them what they're going to learn by watching this video. So you need to do that in order to, number one, let people know who it's for so that they can say, yeah, this is for me. And then also know the value that they're going to get by watching it. Your call to action. This is for me, it's callwithshane.com. Okay. So if you go to callwithshane.com, I have a free 30-minute training that you can get that teaches you more about how to identify your perfect prospect, developing a message, creating a sales process, and then doing your advertising. Okay. So you need to have a call to action. You also need to have your points. Okay. And this can be 1, 2, 3, maybe even 5. I would actually say 3 to 5. Sorry. So your 3 to 5 main points. So this is after you've done your 30,000 foot view, you can say, okay, and you've done your call to action. Okay, point number 1 is this. Point number 2, point number 3, point number 5, right? Okay, after you've done your points, I would do a recap. So go back over the points, what you've already covered, just kind of do a swift breakdown, and then give your call to action again and close. Okay, it's fairly simple. So the framework is this, right? Now, the premise of everything that we talk about here again is value. So we need to consistently be providing enough value. So in terms of value, what is valuable to them, right? What are they going to find value in? It's not what you find valuable. And that's why it's so important to know your who, because this is not you. You don't want to be creating content for yourself. You want to be creating content for the people you plan to serve. And so you need to know them very well. And when you know them very well, you know what they need. So when you know what they need, you can create content that actually helps them and is valuable, that demonstrates that you're a force to be reckoned with, that you're somebody that can actually help them with their problems. Okay. You need to have a hook to an end. So hook to the end. So that would be along the lines of at the end of this video. Okay. At the end of this video, you're going to get a bonus, or you're going to get some sort of value that you want them. That way you can keep them engaged throughout the whole video, because they know that there's something beneficial at the end. Okay, number 2, or however many this is, maybe number 5. Yeah, 5. Explain it at a 3rd grade level. Make it easy to understand. Okay. Don't use your industry language. Okay. So don't use your industry language. It can be very easy for us to want to talk in terms of marketing, automation, funnels, sequences, campaigns, advertisements. When you're using verbiage like that, people are like, they hear it and they can't quite understand it, so you lose them. So you need to be sure that you're breaking things down so that they really can understand them. So if you do say a funnel, you need to say, okay, well, this is what a funnel is, so that they understand what a funnel is. So now that they know what a funnel is, then you can continue. Okay. Always have a call to action. We have 2 in our framework here. Headlines. So on the headline, for example, of this video is how to create great content. If you're struggling with content, you might read that headline and be like, okay, I want to create great content, so I'm going to tune into this. And then we have our description or a sub-headline that adds value to the headline, which is, if you struggle in front of the camera, this lesson will show simple, effective steps for connecting with your audience and delivering a compelling message. So in your description, you can also be dog whistling. Actually, in your headline and your description, you want to be dog whistling and indicate the value that they get, right? You need to let them know that this is what they're going to get by spending their time with you. Okay, same with the description. So tell a story. This is huge. This is something that I really am trying to integrate into my content to be a little bit better communicator, developing better content for you guys. But telling a story. This is it could be your story, it could be somebody else's story, a story that you heard. But the story allows people to go on a mental journey that you can take them through to help them really understand the concepts that you're trying to demonstrate. So this would be something like, maybe it's over the last 6 years, I've been creating content. And the very first time I ever created content was from a mentor of mine that told me one of the best ways to develop confidence is by creating content. So, it was hard. It was especially posting on social media. That was the biggest takeaway for me was, you can create content and never post it. And I did that. But once I started posting it, the fears really started coming out. The insecurities really started coming out. I would think in my mind that all these people were judging me based on my content, but no one was watching it. And even if they were, it didn't matter because my confidence was building in the process. And I developed a skill where I could sit here in front of the camera and speak and just let it flow out of my being. By the end of the last few years, I have developed frameworks. I've developed this confidence. I've really figured out how to look in the camera as if you were right there in front of me. I've gotten different tools that allow me to create better content. StreamYard, I've got a mic right here. I've got a camera. I've got multiple desktops. I've got lights. Okay. So tell a story. Overcome limiting beliefs. So what the limiting beliefs that you need to overcome are going to be internal, external, and they have to do with your product. Okay, so internally, why do they believe that they can't do it with your product or service? Externally, so internally is going to be, I'm not good enough. But externally is going to be, maybe some circumstance. Maybe it's COVID-19, whatever the case is. Be personable. Okay, one of the biggest things that I've struggled with, especially with my marketing content, because I used to have a channel on self-development and self-love. I still do. I don't really create much content there anymore, but be personable. Show yourself in the day and life. You can be yourself. You don't have to be this rigid. Like before I got started creating this video, like right before I did, I buttoned this all the way up and I'm trying to sit up straight and make myself look good. But then I just remembered, this is who I am. I don't need to be anybody different for you. I know what I'm talking about. I can help you. I'm here to help you. And hopefully this demonstrates that I am able to help you. And if you do believe that I can help you, then go to callwithshane.com, watch the free training. At the end, you can book a call. Okay. But be personable. You can show your life. I wouldn't be posting drinking or anything really political unless it had to do with the lesson, but don't pick a side necessarily. Like, just stay away from that stuff. You want to focus all your energy on value. Sometimes you can use certain things to capture attention and demonstrate something relative to your topic, but don't get carried away with politics and sex and genders and race or any of that bullshit, okay? Because it's bullshit. That's all it is. Okay, so be personable, take photos, let people know that you're a real person. Document your process. Like I said, I just told a story about that process, but if you were a fitness coach, take a picture of yourself outside with your shirt off, ripped, because you just went on a run. Or, maybe you're a relationship coach and maybe you're with your husband or your spouse and you're just taking a picture, maybe with your favorite thing that you guys do to build your bond. But try to relate it with what your topic is. Don't just post a bunch of random shit. Try to relate it with what is valuable for your topic. Okay, demonstrate that you're an authority. And this really, value and this are really the same. Just show people that you can help them by actually helping them. This is called building goodwill. Frank Kern talks a lot about this, but demonstrate that you're an authority. Show people that you can help them. Demonstrate it. Show them. And when I say demonstrate, this doesn't mean if you're like, for example, I never show you how to build a sales funnel. I'll give you the framework and I'll cover why it works, how it works, what you need to look for. But the building of it is mundane. You can get a template for that. But what is important is what I talk about, which is what's on the funnel, how to fill that funnel with value, right? To get people to sell or be sold. Okay, pre-frame. We talked about this earlier in our positioning. What is our pre-frame? How do we want people to view us when they see us pop up in their news feed? A force to be reckoned with, somebody that's valuable, knows what they're talking about, wants to help, and can help, right? What is your pre-frame? Demonstrate empathy. I'm like you. I'm not different. You don't have to be this guru. You don't have to be freaking Kim Kardashian to make millions. You could be anybody you want to be, but be yourself. That's the big key here. Just be yourself. Don't overthink this process. It's not that hard. The hardest part is doing it, right? You just get in front of the camera, you turn it on. And that's why I've been going live, because it forces me to create this content and just go. If I just push record without anybody potentially joining, then I start over and over and over and over. But if I go live, I can just jam right through the content. And if somebody joins live, I can ask questions or answer questions. Okay. Indoctrination. Okay. This is repetition. Indoctrinate people in your sales process, in your environment, in your culture. What do you want them to believe? What do you want to show them? How do you want to influence them? And in order to do that, you have to indoctrinate. This example is maybe a little bit political, and I'm sorry if it is. Maybe this is a bad example, but school is an indoctrination process. You go through things repetitively, and that actually creates the person that you are today. The influences around you, your teachers, your principals, the curriculum, you name it. It all has been shaping you for your whole life. So we want to actually start shaping the people that come into our environment, into our culture. Don't take this the wrong way, but we want to shape them in the right way. We want to provide value and show them that there's a better way of doing that, and that doing whatever it is, and then actually helping them do that. And then show proof. What are your testimonials? What are your results? Like, are your results your own? And if that is the case, that is okay as well. You don't have to have a bunch of testimonials in order to create sales. You don't have to have testimonials in order to create a great brand, although that will come. Okay, but if you have them, show them. So let's do a quick recap. This is the equation we can use for creating profits. We want to create positioning through promotion, and having a sales process equals cash. Okay. Creating great content. We want to know exactly who we're targeting. We want to develop a framework, which is our introduction, our 30,000 foot view that's dog whistling, our call to action, our value points, recap what we talked about, give a call to action again, and close. When it comes to our call to action, I'll throw this in there. Try to use a domain that's simple to remember. Callwithshane.com, callwithshane.com, callwithshane.com. I'm branding it, right? So every time you say it, callwithshane.com, easy to remember. Then those people will go and look it up later. And then especially if they see you multiple times, it's not as hard. If you have like keto weight loss fast 180 days, no one's going to remember that. Okay. Provide value, demonstrate that you can actually help them, and know what they actually want. Okay. And that's by knowing your who. What's your hook to the end? At the end of this video, you're going to get blank. Okay. Explain at a third grade level. Make it easy to understand. Don't use your industry's language. And if you do, make sure you break it down into simple, understandable terms. Always have call to actions. Your headlines need to be dog whistling and indicate the value that's going to be in the video. The same with the description. Tell a story. Always tell a story. So your stories are going to help people comprehend what you're actually talking about in your topic. Overcome limiting beliefs. What are their internal and external beliefs in regards to your product? Okay. Be personable. Show that you're a real person. What is your life really like? Don't be fake. You don't have to put on a suit and act like you're this person. Be yourself. Okay. Document the process. Show the journey. Because when you show the journey, you're showing that you've been where they are at, or have been, or are headed towards, so they can join you on that journey. And that gives you so much for content. And then demonstrate that you're authority. Show them, prove it. You don't have to hide anything anymore. Just lay it all out on the table. Just be valuable. Pre-frame. How do you want people seeing you when they see you pop up in their newsfeed? A force to be reckoned with, valuable, can and will help, right? Demonstrate empathy, that you are like them, that you can actually help, that, this isn't fancy video. I'm not going to edit it. I might chop out the ums and ahs when I shut the garage door, but that's it. Indoctrination, repeat, show them, and mold your prospects the way you want them in a very highly ethical way. And then show proof. Show people that you can actually help them with testimonials, or whatever it is that shows people that this isn't fake. Okay, so I will go ahead and capture this, put it in the Sales Funnel discussion group with the link to this video. If you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure to go there now, subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. It actually helps the algorithm. So, I'm trying to reach more people. You'd be helping me out a lot. Also, if you're not in the Sales Funnel discussion group, make sure to go there now and request to join. There's a couple questions. I'll approve you. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I go live to talk about ads, funnels, webinars, and follow-up for coaches, course creators, and consultants. And lastly, callwithshane.com has a free 30-minute training that teaches you how to come up with your message so you can create compelling content that sells through your sales processes, your funnels, your automation, and your follow-up. So thank you so much for joining me. My name is Shane Kipper. This is the Sales Funnel Discussion Group. If you want your questions answered, make sure to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Peace, much love, and more profits.